Hey Evan, can you hear me all right?
Yeah, how are you, man?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing good. How's your day treating you?
It's been well. Getting a lot done. So
You and me both.
yeah, definitely. So give me an update. How are things been progressing?
Very well. I had my first meeting with dealership today. Um,
Nice.
Pitched them pretty high and kind of ate it all up and wanted even more out of me. So kind of made that high pitch even more worth it to them. So
Nice.
yeah, I'm very happy about that. So that's gonna kind of subsidize a good chunk of income every month.
Would you pitch them at? Did you do the
8,500 a
11K?
month.
How much?
8,500 a month.
Perfect.
Yeah. So
You could have pushed it to 11, maybe
I
even
could have.
more. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's great though,
Now
because now
now that I
you
know
have a
that
cushion,
dealerships
right?
are like that, yeah. Hmm.
Because you got to think about it. Like I was watching Undercover Billionaire, and Grant Cardone's whole thing
Hmm.
was doing, high income businesses who don't have a big social presence. He would charge, 5, 10K a month, 10K a month to the banks that could easily support it, or, dealerships that have a lot
Hmm.
of revenue, because it's such a big business model, right? Like even if you're just able to get them one new car a month, that pays for your service in itself,
Hmm.
right? So yeah, what you should do now, you now have a proof of concept. So you go out and find 10 more dealerships and then you'll be set.
Mm. I have another meeting tomorrow with another dealership.
Nice.
So here's the thing about the undercover billionaire because you keep telling me about it.
Mm-hmm.
However, here's kind of how I am is all the services that I have, they want me to pay extra to to watch the show. And I know in my mind, if I pay for to watch the show, and I always watch like my habit, like I wake up and I'm productive throughout the day, I don't watch TV, is I'm gonna end up watching this right before I go to bed. And I know I'm not supposed to be having any blue light before I
Yeah.
go to bed. And I'm so torn because I really want to watch the show, but
What we
I'm
did
also trying
was,
to kind of stray away from
yeah.
like doing blue light before I go to sleep. So what's your tip?
What we did was there on if you go on Vimeo, it only shows Grant Cardone's clips, and it's like 6 hours long of the whole season of just Grant Cardone. And what we did was we treated it like a movie trilogy on the weekend, and we just binge watched it and got a ton of like good information content from it. But like really, there isn't much more you'd learn other than like, that this is capable, because that's really what the main part of it is. It's like, kind of like how I told you to price anchor at 11K, because they can support that. And you just need that belief, right? That belief that you can do it. And
Mhm.
then you just take the action based on those beliefs. And look at you now. You have another, high ticket client you can service. Is it just Instagram they're wanting?
Just Instagram. Hmm.
That's perfect.
Yeah. And I told them, I said, if you want other platforms, we could rediscuss a new number. But this contract, this proposal is strictly Instagram.
Do you do a 12-month contract?
It's a 3 month minimum, and if they want to cancel, they need to give me a month notice. So they and I put a wording as if like it would benefit them. That way, is I could post all the content that I created for them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, where
To
really it's so you could let me know.
exactly. There's a like cushion you could do. You could do, say it as a 12-month contract and then have that 3-month clause. So you're guaranteed for the 12 months, but because like obviously you're gonna over deliver within the first 3 months.
Hmm.
But yeah, definitely in a good place. Cause like now you have a nice cushion where you can hire a team. And the more clients you get, the workload is the same for each client, and it will probably decrease with economies of scale. So like employees, you could have them on multiple clients. That's what we're looking into now with like videographers and editors, because like we're doing a more of a holistic approach compared to just
Hmm.
Instagram, where it's just like every platform we're gonna mass out, so we have to do schedulers and uploaders and things like that. But
Right.
I definitely like your strategy of just like all in, like you have the proof already of what you were able to do for that first dealership, and you're like, now I'm
Hmm.
just gonna replicate it, and you can do that,
Yeah.
10, 100 more times. Um, yeah, so just keep that up, and you can get to like 100K a month pretty quickly.
Yeah. I'm wow, 100K a month.
That's 10
That,
clients.
yeah, that has a nice
Nothing.
nice little ring to it.
Yeah.
I just booked I'm going on a business trip to Miami next month. Um, Actually, Grant Cardone's one of his partners, Jalal Alba Williams,
Mm-hmm.
who was a client of mine when I was at Range Rover. Months ago, he invited me down. He said he's going to bring me down and put me on stage and basically talk to an audience about like young entrepreneurs. And I kind of forgot about it. And I called him like 2 days ago because I saw it was in my calendar for next month. And I
Yeah.
was like, hey, like by the way, like I totally forgot like what's going on. And he's like, oh, like I kind of forgot too. He's like, I can't get you on stage, but I'll get you VIP tickets. Do you still want to come down? And I was like, hell yeah. I found a round trip ticket for 88 bucks. For that's like nothing.
Yeah. It's
Um,
cheaper than the gas.
yeah, so exactly. It costs more to fill out my gas tank than to fly. But yeah, I chose to stay down there for 9 days, and I'm gonna hit up dealerships, shops, rental
Yes,
companies, maybe jet ski companies, yacht companies, and see if they could pay me to make some content for them.
definitely. You could get several deals while you're there. I'm
Yeah,
confident in
so I'm excited. It's gonna be a great networking event, and also Miami in October is not bad.
it.
So
Yeah, it'll
I'm
be fun.
excited. Yeah, it today kind of proved I'm able to bring the business to the next level.
Congratulations. Well deserved.
Thank you, man. Thank you. And as far as sleeping wise, um, I've been waking up. Still kind of need an alarm. My body has been mentally like waking up
Mhm.
around like 7 ish every day,
Yeah.
just as like a what's going on? Okay, go back to sleep type of deal. But been hitting the gym almost every single morning. So it's a nice routine, and I
That's
think
good.
my brain is kind of getting used to it. And I've been writing down most of the dreams. Do you suggest even writing down the ones that are like stupid and I doesn't really mean a lot to me?
Yeah, everything like we have a journal too where the like each day is just a section for doodles, because like
Hmm.
anything that comes to mind, just get it down there. And then what you can do is you review it later and start to see what kind of patterns are forming.
Hmm.
Are you starting to see any consistencies popping up right now? It usually like it might
Not a
not be patterns
ton.
from dream to dream, but like patterns for what you're doing in your waking world. So like, kind of like references or things that are happenings in your memory,
Hmm.
things like that.
No, but I will start paying more attention to it.
Hmm.
Um, like I had a dream last night, something about like someone was trying to find someone to hem a dress, and I woke up. I'm like, the fuck, that was a weird dream. I'm like, I'm not writing that down. That was weird. Like, so you're saying even like that type of
Oh
stuff,
yeah,
like
even
write
just
down.
the most random stuff, because what that
Hmm.
does is it primes your brain, because when you write something down from a dream memory, it logs it as a short term, and then if you do it long enough, it logs as a long-term memory. So it starts
Hmm.
accessing that part of the brain more and more. So that's really what we're developing right now, which is dream recall. So like literally it could just be the most random stuff, like I just flew around and saw this guy or whatever,
Right.
or I was hemming a dress. It's like crazy stuff like that will pop up, and then you'll start to find more and more patterns from dream to dream, and then you'll also find patterns in your waking world of like certain goals you're trying to achieve.
Hmm.
Like I remember our last call, you were a little bit nervous about going for that high ticket client. I said no, go for the 11K, and look, you got a high ticket client the next week. It was
Yeah.
that quick.
Yeah. So you're saying the science behind it is you're getting your brain to start logging it from short-term memory to long-term memory?
So really what the main goal of this is, as you're
Hmm.
falling asleep, you hold the belief system of whatever you want to create, right? Like, you held the belief system of I'm going to get a high ticket client and I'm going to get them great results. And you drift off to sleep in that. And then you wake up, and in your waking world, your subconscious tries to find those patterns to match that reality and feeling. Just like you taking the action going to the dealership. All of that was prearranged subconsciously, and you are in a three-dimensional reality experiencing that in what we call real time. Does that make
Okay.
sense?
Yeah, so if I wanted to kind of roadmap out like what a sit down between me and the dealership would look like, I could kind of plan that in my head
You can
already.
pre-plan it all ahead, and it will, like, when you're first doing it, sometimes you'll get like opposite external factors, like because your subconscious is usually testing you if you're doing something new that you've never done before. But
Hmm.
as long as you hold fervent in the belief of whatever you want to achieve has already achieved, you will align with that reality, just
Hmm.
like you aligned with this high ticket dealership client.
Hmm. Hmm.
Because I
Hmm.
remember on your last call, you had passed off your old dealership to a friend, and he was getting paid a high amount, and you felt bad about that. It's like, don't worry about that. That just proves that you can reach that next level. Like, go back and
Hmm.
watch the previous calls if you need to reference it. But like, you just said in your mind of like, oh, okay, this is how much I'm worth now, and you're gonna keep increasing that as you go from new dealership to new client to new client,
Hmm.
especially as you start bringing on more employees to help cover the workload. So just keep that in mind. As long as you stay positive, stay fervent on the belief that you've already achieved your goals, you'll keep aligning with more and more opportunities and actions to align with that belief system.
Awesome. I like that. I like that. Well, I actually want to inquire because uh, I think your services could help my sister a lot.
Hmm.
Her sleeping patterns are all over the place, and I really don't think she gets enough sleep. Um, so I want to see if maybe you and I could work something out. I could hire you to help coach my sister to help get not even remembering dreams, but maybe to get a better night's sleep. Is that something that's in your wheelhouse?
Yeah, we can definitely do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What would something like that look like?
It depends how in depth, how much help she needs. Like, if she needs like weekly sessions, 30-minute hour, we can talk about that. I normally, it's mainly usually a higher ticket price point, for like business owners. So like 3K, 5K a month.
Hmm.
Obviously, like, we have a relationship where we're just sharing information. So like I can give you a special deal. And like at the very least, like have her take the course and start implementing the steps. Like I can definitely hop on a call and see, kind of see where she's at. And
Hmm.
then yeah, if you want to do that, happy to help.
Yeah, that'd be great. Let me pass her along your number if you're cool with that.
Yeah.
And maybe you guys could set up like a quick Zoom call because she's a psychology major, and as soon as she heard, she actually overheard our first conversation because you weren't speaker, and I was kind of like walking from like the front door to my car,
Hmm.
and or vice versa, and she was like, "What was that all about? I heard something about lucid dreaming." I was like, "You know what that is?" She's like, "Yeah, I'm a psychology major." I was like, "Wow, that's crazy." She's like, please, like tell me everything about what your calls are, like how they're going, and like if it's working. And I feel like her life would be better if
Hmm.
she had a better night's sleep.
Yeah, give her my cell and have her send me a text. I'll be happy to set up an intro call.
I appreciate that, man. I really do. Um, but yeah, so let's see what else. Um, yeah, so I'm basically starting to just implement some more things that I'm learning through your course. Um, It's really just a mindset thing. It's like
Exactly.
I
That's the
already
whole thing.
feel yeah, I already feel like I'm rich. Like
You
the
wouldn't have,
the
yeah, you wouldn't have gotten that client if you didn't feel that way, right? Like if you still had a poor mindset, you wouldn't have been
Mhm,
able to have the confidence to say, I'm charging 8,500 for this, right?
mhm,
And that belief system is, obviously you have to take the action or you don't get results. But if you don't have the mindset and the belief system that you can do that, that's the top tier level. And then you think, okay, I'm rich now. Do I want to be a billionaire? You know,
mhm.
uh, how does that person think differently than what I'm thinking now? You know, how do I view my company in that standpoint? So it's just like those next level steps. And, you know, like not everybody wants to be a billionaire. You know, some people are comfortable at, you know, 10 million, 100 million. Cause like once you passed a few million a month, I forget who said it, but like once you pass a few million a month, like there's literally nothing material wise you can't buy. So at that point, money just becomes a resource for like, you know, capital allocation for hiring more employees, building more companies, you know, things like that. I think Elon Musk said that, someone like that.
It sounds like something Elon Musk would say.
Yeah.
He's crazy. He's crazy, but I love him.
Yeah.
The way his mind thinks is like I usually have to rewatch everything I see about Elon Musk because I'm just like, what did he just say? All right, I have to rewatch that. Like that kind
Well,
of just sounds like
exactly. It's the
something a
mindset,
guy who
right?
just built a spaceship to bring himself into space would say.
Exactly. He's talking about reusable rockets going to Mars. Remember, it's that mindset is the first step, and then he's taking the action on top of that. And we view that as a very rare use case of someone like actually applying it to the like furthest extent of human consciousness at this point.
Oh, so you make a really good point because he says all this crazy stuff and then acts upon it. So
Exactly.
like by him like continuing to say it and say it and saying it, his mindset is like already there. Like he already went to space before he actually went to space.
Yeah. If he didn't believe like he could revolutionize the car market or space travel, he wouldn't have been able to take the action steps to now where he's at in his position. Because like I think he's like the world's richest person right now, like on paper for like private citizen, like other than like royal families or dictators. But you know, like reaching that level, you first have to believe that you're capable of doing that before the action steps come in. And if you even if you just look at the like top 10 wealthiest people, like the majority of them own their own companies, and it's most of it is on paper because they have so many employees that they employ. They're doing a really big impact on the world where like it would be a disservice if they stop taking action for whatever reason. Like I remember Jeff Bezos was, you know, I think he's like second or third now. Like when he was the biggest, when he overtook Bill Gates, everybody was leveraging Amazon all the time, buying products from them, getting that 1-day shipping. You know, when you have that high customer focus model, which I think is really important for all businesses. If you're willing to lose money for your business so your customer has the best experience, which is Amazon's kind of like whole goal for like the first 10 years of their existence, where that they didn't make a profit for the first 10 years because their whole goal was just customer success, customer success, customer success. If you have that mindset, like it's hard not to succeed because just word of mouth. Same thing with Tesla. Like they don't spend anything on advertising. It's all word of mouth and referrals because they just create such a good product.
Right. Yeah.
So something to think about with your own business. It's like, how can I deliver the best quality to where like they have to work with me because I do such a good job. Like I get them such amazing results that like it would be foolish not to work with me. And if you can maintain that mindset as you get more and more clients and you start getting employees too, that's a good way to start handling life.
Yeah, I already kind of have that mindset. And this particular dealership, the quick little backstory is I've been wanting to go there for a while, just to kind of pop my head in. Uh, I've been talking to two salesmen at that dealership on Instagram for maybe half a year now, maybe a year now. And finally, my friend who is a big time Mercedes Benz influencer, um, he said, "Hey, you want to go to that dealership tomorrow? Like, let's just go." And we went, and literally, we walked in there, and they treat us like celebrities. Like, holy shit, you're here. We've been waiting for you guys. And the owner approaches me and said, "I was just talking about you this morning and watching your videos, and here you are." And I said, "Great. This means we like need to have a meeting. Like
Exactly.
this, like there are no coincidences in life. Like this was meant to happen." Like,
yeah.
and
you set up that perfect experience in your mind first, like maybe unknowingly, unintentionally, and then you got to experience it in reality. It's like, and if you're keep top of head for them, right? You're basically a celebrity to them at that point. So it's like the deal to close it is so easy. Like it's
Now
a no-brainer at that point.
I have a similar situation tomorrow.
Hmm.
So Land Rover Princeton, obviously that's kind of where I grew my name. Right next door to that dealership is a Jeep dealership, and I got a DM from I think he's like one of the salesmen or someone on the marketing team. I don't know for this dealership, and he said, "Hey, like we're looking for someone to run our social media. Give my boss a call." And I called the boss, and it was like a 2 minute conversation. He basically was like, "You're the guy who ran Land Rover Princeton, right?" I was like, "Yeah." He was like, "Great, awesome. When can you come in?"
Yeah,
So
done deal right there.
done. You think done deal right there too, right?
Yeah, it's as simple as that. You state your price, you tell them what you can deliver for them. It's that simple. Like you do, if you do a good job and you have a proven track record, which you do, that it would be foolish for them not to work with you because you
Hmm.
bring them in way more income than you charge.
Hmm.
That's what we were talking about with price anchoring, right? If you get them 3, 5, 10x whatever you charge, that's a no-brainer for them. That's the equivalent of them, paying 10 grand for a billboard to bring in a few customers. But you're doing that on such a higher scale, especially the long-term play of growing their socials to like
Hmm.
100,000 plus.
Hmm.
So if you keep that viewpoint, as you go from, new client to new client, it's like, I'm delivering such a service for them. Like these people are lucky to work with me because like I'm helping them grow their business so much higher than they possibly could.
Hmm.
And my fee, it's only 10K, it's only 11K. They're getting so much value from this.
Yeah. All right. So go with the same mindset of like they're hiring me to grow their business, and
Yeah.
8K is nothing. So just
Yeah.
going with that energy.
You exactly just like you did with the last meeting where you're the one they have to win over, not the other way around. It's like why should I work with your company? Like are you going to give me the creativity and the tools to like help you succeed like I did these other companies? You have that high
Hmm.
level mindset of you're doing them a great service. And that's why you're able to charge what you charge.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Cool. And I already think like I have like the questions like in my head to make them kind of
Mhm.
chase me a little bit.
Exactly. Just yeah, be truthful, honest, and positive. That's all you need to be. And you already can prove to yourself that you can get high level clients like this. So what's it?
Hmm.
What's two more? What's three more? What's 10 more? What's 20 more?
Nothing.
Nothing. Exactly.
That's awesome, man. How's your social media doing this week?
We they were experimenting that for some reason they thought like Sprout was blocking some of our views. So they wanted to
Really?
try manually for like a few days. So they took a day off, unfortunately, and that just like plummeted YouTube. So like
Mm,
I've been just trying to like salvage TikTok. So I've been just like posting randomly on the side. So I've been growing that steadily.
okay.
So YouTube took a hit a little bit, but it's starting to bounce back. It's funny if you like if we're doing this high level like 12 a day, if you just miss one day, like the algorithm like just shuns you.
Hmm.
Like we were going from some hundreds to thousands to like one or two like overnight.
Oh no.
So it's got to get picked up again. Like I'm not concerned about it. And then Instagram, let's check.
Yeah,
I
because
haven't I
I
haven't
know
been.
Instagram is what you're struggling with.
Yeah, Instagram just hanging around, like following count. I think it's still like mostly because the outreachers still doing the 100 outreaches per day. So the
Hmm.
Instagram views is more as like just a business than a like creator mindset.
Hmm.
Where I'm not sure if I'm going to continue it. Because like we're experimenting with just outreaching on LinkedIn, and we'll
Hmm.
probably get better results. And then I'm gonna with my marketing company, I'm just gonna start reaching out manually for the content for itself, and
Hmm.
doing like in-person things, kind of like how you are with the dealerships.
Hmm.
So we might just get rid of the Instagram outreacher altogether and just see
Hmm.
if it just starts growing steadily because we're no longer what they think is spamming at that point. So we'll kind of see how that
Yeah,
plays
because
out.
especially if it's the same message.
Yeah, because like
Yeah.
I'm sure they have protocols if they like get 100 messages a day that are the same. They're like, oh, this is probably a spam account, and we should like, you know.
Have you checked your account status lately? on
The
Instagram? Do you know how to
they
do that?
took off they finally took off the thing where it said I couldn't do advertisements. So I think I
Hmm.
was taken off that ban. Um yeah, because like I can now run ads now if I want to. Like we haven't, but like those the ad suspension's no longer there. So I think we're good on that standpoint. And
Go check
then
your account status real quick. Do you know how to get
yeah.
there?
Yeah, you go to what settings and
Settings,
then
account, and then account status.
settings, account, and then let's see. Um review activity.
Hmm.
Oh, account status, here it is.
Yeah, account status.
You haven't posted anything that is affecting your account status, so
All right,
that's
good,
something.
good, good, good. Because their newest algorithm is kind of tough. It really is. I've been having trouble getting my videos to hit what they used to hit.
Yeah.
Um, and it's they're kind of testing new algorithms right now, which is making things a little difficult. And I'm not the only person who's having this trouble. I've talked to a few influencers, especially ones who are in the bonus program. Um, and they're like, yeah, I haven't earned as much money this month as like compared to any other month. Um, their original content, which you're posting, is stuff that they're favoring.
Hmm.
So one of these videos eventually has to kind of get picked up. But I would still, kind of like I said on the last call, I would definitely try to emulate like the style as far as like text and how you're speaking on camera,
Hmm.
very similar to like Alex Hermosi, Grant Cardone,
Yeah.
because I feel like if you could put your own style, but still have that as a template, I mean,
Hmm.
why not already use what's working, you know?
Yeah, like that's the same model like I keep saying. It's like if you emulate what's already successful, right? Like it's hard not to succeed just like as a byproduct of that. We started doing a new filming schedule. We're just doing 3 days a week now, so it's a little bit easier for him. But yeah, like so it's like we can only implement every once in a while. But like we've been doing more like these type of videos where it's like a lot of subtitles and then like a nice sound. Like that's been resonating really well on
Hmm.
like TikTok, especially because like everybody starts commenting claim, 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 like claim the positive energy. So that seems to be working well. But Instagram's still a nut we're gonna have to figure out how to crack. But I think like once we stop the direct outreaching, that will probably help us boost up. If not, just for a mindset thing. You know, it's like, oh, now we're welcome to the Instagram gods.
Yeah, exactly. The Instagram guys, please help us.
Please favor us, oh Instagram gods. Oh man. Yeah, but
But
I started working with there's this manifestation coach. I've been kind of like I started doing one-on-ones with him, and he wants me to make some of his like content. And he specializes in like Neville Goddard videos, and the like
what's
his
that?
Neville Goddard was like a spiritual teacher in the like 1920s, kind of like
Hmm.
the olden days Tony Robbins, kind of like that.
Okay.
Um, so like he models most of his teachings based off of him. So like when everybody searches like Neville Goddard, he usually populates in like the top page. And his most viewed videos are these like hour-long or 8-hour-long meditations, right? Where it's like someone just listens to it as they fall asleep and they listen to it, you know, several nights in a row. So like he ends up getting, you know, he has like 100K plus subscribers, but he gets like 900K from those views because like they listen to it over and over and over. And I was talking to him about it. I was like, you know, those videos are easy to pump out. Why not just like have a dedicated channel just for that? Because like that's probably generating a lot of income on its own, right?
Mm.
And so yeah, he's considering doing that. So that it's just and I might start experimenting with that too with lucid dreaming because like the manifestation and lucid dreaming community is very similar. So
Hmm.
if I like start pumping out like 8-hour sleep meditations or hour-long like looped meditation videos, I think that might help the YouTube too. So I'm gonna be
Yeah,
experimenting
the
with a few of
long form.
those. Yeah,
Hmm.
for the long form, definitely.
And then you could chop that up into like short form too.
Exactly.
Like anything you're doing long form, just chop it up into short form,
Hmm.
and now you have double the
Yeah,
content.
content on content.
That's why I was saying like like I really think that you and someone else should just make a makeshift podcast, and just record that and just start asking each other questions.
Mhm. Well, yeah,
And
that's our like kind of pitch for, breaking into like, how you did dealerships. Our pitch is like we're going to interview these high level entrepreneurs to get their story. And then if they then want to work with us through social media, that's like the cherry on top. So like we're getting content regardless, and then we might get a high ticket client too,
mhm,
where we can grow the marketing company as well.
I like
So
that.
so we're starting to experiment that. Like I'm doing a bunch of cold calls tomorrow, and like getting some interviews set up. Our goal is to get like 10 at 10K a month, or 20 at 5K a month. Probably 10 at 10K a month will be a little bit easier to handle, because like that's
That's
like
awesome.
3 to 5 videographers and editors, and then you need, since we're doing all the platforms, we need a uploader and a commenter for
Hmm.
each client. But like the numbers make sense. So like as long as we can fill a need, I don't see how that should be a problem. And worst case, we just get good interviews, right? Where we can use it in that podcast format.
10 at
We
10K a month is those are great numbers.
Yeah. And it like I was looking at like the math of like hiring in-house, like it can support that cost, especially if we do paid ad campaigns for them too.
Hmm.
And then we do like a percentage of the revenue share on top of whatever we generate through the paid ad
Hmm.
campaigns. I think that should be like pretty good numbers.
Yeah, that would be awesome. Yeah, I like that, man. That's really cool.
Yeah, it'll be fun. At the very least, we get good interviews, right? So like, there's no worst case. So
Hmm.
win-win regardless.
That's very cool, man. What's your content strategy for Instagram this week?
It's still like I'm letting them like take the ball. I have my researcher and then the videographer like talk notes, and then I'm mainly like an actor now, where they like just feed me stuff they want me to do. Because like I like to empower my employees to like take initiative. And like eventually I probably won't be the personality anymore, so I'll eventually have to hire that out too. So it's good to just like let them be independent and kind of like what's working now, what can we implement. They're looking at like retention rates now, and hooks about how to draw the viewer in for the first 3 seconds and keep them there.
Hmm.
So I think we should be keep improving, as long as like even if it's just small improvements every day, like
Hmm.
those will add up in the long term, because I
Hmm.
view this as a long-term play, definitely.
I think I definitely agree with that, 100%. I like the way you're moving forward. I think some minor tweaks to the content itself and the way you guys film it and the way the text comes up on the screen, I think will actually make the difference for you guys on Instagram.
Yeah. What you could do, could you email me like an example of what you're talking about, and I'll forward that to my team, and then
Yeah,
we'll
email
definitely
or
implement
you
that.
want me like send it via DM.
Yeah, email, it's probably best. That way I can just forward it to them. Here, you have my email, right? It's just Ian at
Um,
foreverlucid.com. Here, I'll put it in the chat.
yeah, I'm trying to think how can I email. You know what? I'll just copy and paste some links.
Yeah, just
Um,
whatever you're referencing, like I'll just forward it to them and say, hey, let's make more videos like this in the future.
yeah, because I've tried like going out of, like being creative, being like, oh, like I don't need to follow that. Like I'll just do like my style instead. And
Hmm.
what I found is if you kind of take someone else's style, try it, then put your own flavors to it, right? Kind of
Yeah.
think of it as like a plain, just like vanilla sundae, right?
Yeah.
The ice cream is still the same at the end of the day, but you're just putting your own toppings on it. That's kind of what you got to think of videos, right? And
Yeah.
if you're pretty much copying the exact style of like the top content creators, and then just adding your own flavors and kind of elements to it, then
Hmm.
that's what's actually separating you from everyone else, right?
Right.
Because there's a reason that those people are successful. It's not because who they are, but it's actually because of their delivery of the content.
Makes
Does
sense.
that kind of
Yeah.
make sense?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I definitely agree with that. Like our original like the way we started to do it is I had him look at Alex Hormozy and Grant Cardone clips. I'm like, make something similar to this and just keep growing and
Hmm.
evolving and seeing what, like getting on the like catchy point, like every second something's happening to keep them engaged.
Hmm.
I kind of let him take the wheelhouse on that now with the researcher. But yeah, like send over those emails. I'll definitely check it out and forward it to him. We'll just keep like changing, because all it is little tweaks, right? It's just small little tweaks that make the difference, that keep people retaining on the information longer. And then the more they see your face, right, you become familiar, kind of like how your dealerships did with you, where they just see you over and over and over again, and then they become lodged in your subconscious, after usually like 7 touch points.
Yeah, it's 7 touch points. That's what I learned in marketing.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
That's how long
it's
it takes someone
probably
to
like
recognize
one of
you.
the yeah, it's probably one of the only things I remember from actually like going to school for marketing. But
I worked a sales job in SF, and the guy who was the head marketer was the head marketer for Netflix when he first blew them up. And like he was trained by the like whole Ogilvy and Matters team, like kind of like the old school direct marketing. And he had all these funny stories of like how he would overtake a market, where like he would go to other people's conventions and then surround the convention with his marketing materials. So like when they walked in and left the event, they would only see his stuff. And he was starting to implement that for the company I was at, and I was like, that's just like genius level right there. It's like
wow,
it's like the art of war in marketing.
yeah, that that makes a ton of
Isn't that
sense.
crazy? Yeah.
Yeah. Um, yeah, I kind of think that way with like with these guys is like they kind of start popping up on my feed so often that like I find myself always referring back to them whenever I'm talking to clients. Like it's not like I'm Alex Hermose's biggest fan, but the
The
way
algorithm thinks you are because you keep watching his content.
yeah, exactly. And like the way I talk about him to people is just like, listen, like he pops up on my feed, and every time I see this big motherfucker with with the white beater and the awesome style video, it's like, all right, boom.
Yeah,
Let's just use him as an example.
yeah, I completely
But
agree.
I'll put everything in email for you,
Great, yeah,
and
yeah, and
send it over.
keep me updated on your lucid journey. You should get a few lucid dreams coming up in the next few days, I would say. And then
Okay.
good luck landing your next high ticket client. You'll definitely
Thank you,
succeed with that.
man. I appreciate it. I'm gonna send my sister your number
Mhm.
so that you guys could connect, and hopefully you can help her out.
Yeah, definitely. Happy to help.
Cool. Appreciate it, man. Thank you for everything.
Sure thing. I'll talk to you
Um,
later.
same time next week.
Yeah, that works.
Cool. Sounds good, man.
All right. See ya.
All right, I'll see you.